140, 128, 27, 125. What's the ESC? 96, 90. That's not even half throttle. All right, what is going on? Welcome back, Thunder RC. This video is not really a running video, guys. It's just to get you up to speed of what's new and what I have planned for the channel in the future and some different episodes. Also going to talk about some different builds I've got going on and some new rigs coming up. So I'm very happy to announce that I will own the new Arrma Fireteam very soon. It's a shame I wasn't on the list to get one, but whatever. Went ahead and bought it. It is on the way, and I'm very excited. I've been watching everybody's videos, Rich Duper Bash, RC Dude 81, Jason Perrin, all about this rig, and it just looks fantastic. So I went ahead and got the snow white and black camo one. I think that one looks sick. Seen a lot of the black one. That one looks amazing, but I want to go with the white color. Really looking forward to that rig. Should be here in a week or two. I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting on Horizon Hobby at this point. So off the Fireteam, let's talk about Xmaxx. If you haven't seen my previous video of the Xmaxx with the new M2C brace, then you must check that out. The M2C brace, let me see here, my pile of parts, it's somewhere. There it is. This thing right here is epic. One of the best upgrades for your Xmaxx, I'd say. Now this is a 5mm brace. Mitch is also working on an 8mm brace in the future, so it's actually going to be wider. It's not going to be 8mm thick in like height. It's going to be in width, so it's still going to be pretty low profile, but it just bolts to the chassis like that. It's really amazing. If you own an Xmaxx, I highly recommend it. It's just a great piece. So what I've done to my Xmaxx since that bash is I went ahead and followed Rich Duper Bash's build, kind of. I've got some HR diff cases in the front. I've had some issues with the plastic ones coming off. Also, I've got this tie bar here, hot racing front and rear, which is really nice, and I think that that's going to hold that in a lot better than the plastic one. And with the bracing here, it's going to be very, very strong. I am still running Integy rear hubs with the M2C extensions, okay, and the 24mm on there, really nice. I've got some Integy front wheel hubs, and I've got some Atomic RC caster blocks anodized in the front. Now another change that I've done to this truck, I'll show you, is my steering. So I went ahead and got a hot racing bell crank. Yeah, all metal and anodized, and one of y'all told me that I should put some JB Weld in this little plastic piece here that holds this bell crank in. So I'm definitely going to do that because that is snapped off in the past. You can see in there, just fill it with JB Weld, and that should help keep that thing together. Hobbyway Max 5 ESC. I love how this ESC just ties into this top plate from M2C. I love how this ESC just ties into this top plate from M2C Racing. Beautiful job, and this does make the truck very, very strong. I have a Spectrum 1100 kV brushless motor in there. Saga Customs Racing's 36 tooth pinion on a 46 tooth spur. So I started running these gigantic EC8 connectors, and you know, I love them. I will never go back to XT90s. The problem with XT90 connectors that I've had in the past is that they just wear out on the inside, you know, just over continuous landings, and the batteries just come unplugged, come unplugged, come unplugged. So I was constantly taping it with electrical tape and everything like that, and that just gets old. Since I switched over to these EC8 connectors, guys, I'm telling you, they never come unplugged. It takes everything I've got just to plug them in and unplug them. Best thing ever. Get yourself some of these for your bigger rigs. I highly recommend it. As far as Xmaxx goes, that's pretty much it. I'm going to run it like this for a while. I did take the long arms off, you know, just to play around. I like the long arms. They're cool, but they do affect handling at high speeds when you're trying to hit some ramps and stuff. I've noticed it does make the truck kind of wonky at higher speeds, and so I prefer the regular arms over the wide arms. Now for the Outcast 8S, yes, this is the true beast. Let me turn on the lights here. You can see I've got my brand new unbreakable basher body all the way from the Netherlands. This guy, he makes some awesome stuff. Go check him out on Facebook and on his website, Basher Bodies. Yeah, I'm gonna get some decals and a wrap for this, and it's just gonna look absolutely amazing. So you can see how thick this body is, y'all. I mean, that is not going anywhere, and I have already bashed this sucker off the Terminator, and it's just taking it like nothing. Now with my Outcast, I have 7mm rods installed here from M2C. I've got my 1100 kV Spectrum brushless motor. I am running a 31 tooth pinion and a 39 tooth spur. It's very, very fast. And I've been playing around with these Proline Badlands on here at Beadlocks. They are heavier, but gives a lot more control. And for the big jumps, I really like them. And over here, I've got my Arrma Italian 6S. You can see it's got a different body on it. This older body that y'all have seen, the War Machine, is just completely trashed. I mean, look how flimsy it is right now. It's pretty much done. I don't even think Shoe Goo can save it. So I've got this old body on here. This thing's painted up nice, looks pretty good. I've got some copper heads running on that. So this thing is fully decked out, M2C as well. Just an amazing beast rig, and I will be running it soon, doing some stuff. And there lies the Tekno MT410 after the last bash. Yeah, I was pretty brutal to this thing, full sends off the Terminator, and she took it well. I mean, this truck is amazing with the full M2C chassis on there. It's such a beast. But I did have a real hard nose landing to one of the arms, and I ended up just blowing through the front bulkhead. It just exploded, and the hinge pin flew out, and the spindle actually on the left side right here snapped. So I've got to wait for that replacement. And I also blew out my piston in my shock, so that's not a huge deal. Chassis still perfectly straight, y'all. M2C quality, just amazing. And my motor mount did great, didn't move anything. Everything else is good, so we're waiting on repair for that. As far as the Kraton 6S goes, I still have this thing, and I've been working on it. So I went ahead and replaced one of the diffs, and I'll show you kind of what I've done. So the Kraton 6S has been sitting on my shelf for a while because my rear diff kept blowing out. And thanks to Rich Duperbash and RC Dude 81, I talked with them and they recommended getting some shims for the diffs. And so I've done that and shimmed it up. So it should do a lot better now, and hopefully that'll resolve the diff issues. Thickened up my oils a bit, and I put a new motor in there. This is the Team Corrali Curon 825. I really like this motor. You can get it on eBay. It's just a fantastic motor. I am running the 8S capable Spectrum ESC. I believe it's 150 amp, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very good ESC. Tons and tons of power. So you'll see I've got a cheapo Eco Power servo in here. And this was kind of an accident. I bought that thinking it was the 120 on eBay, and it wasn't. So I realized that, yeah, it's not set up for the high voltage. So we'll see how long that thing goes before it burns out. But might as well run it just for fun and see what it can take. Now, I do have the Eco Power 120 system in my Tekno, and I love it. So I'll probably replace that with that. But that's the Kraton, y'all. You're going to see a lot more vids of it. It's pretty much bone stock. It doesn't have any M2C on it right now. And I've really sent this thing to the moon. So the EXP parts are great. They're fantastic. And it's held up well. And I still have stock oils in this. So, okay, the Xmaxx is back in all her glory with the hot racing parts on there. I do have the Arrma Backflip 8S tires. I love those tires, especially with the M2C hub extensions and the 24mm nuts on there.